Hey, this is Jonathan. Welcome back to the channel. I want to demonstrate or show something to you all today that many of you all have probably seen before, but this is my initial impressions of this particular platform. As you can see here, I've already have it blown up in the back of the truck. It's fully inflated at 12 psi, and I want to go over a few things with you. I want to show you the platform itself. I want to go over the modes of propulsion, how to steer, what exactly we're looking at, and how you can probably outfit it for your next adventure. So without further ado, I want to show you the Sea Eagle FishSUP, the FS 126. This is a 12-foot, 6-inch long paddleboard, and it has a capacity of 500 pounds. This particular platform is 40 inches wide, and as I mentioned, the 12-foot, 6 inches long. You do have a transom. I will put it down on the ground and kind of give you an overview of everything that comes in this small package here. This is the bag that the FS 126 comes in. It has a pouch up front that stores this particular piece, and I will show you this later on, but it also has the fins, and it has enough room where you could put your paddles in here. Now, this particular package does come with paddles, and it does come with a 360-degree seat and rod holders. So I will get everything out, demonstrate what we have here, and continue on the water. This paddleboard doesn't weigh that much, so if I wanted to, you've got a carry handle up front, two carry handles in the back, and then you have this middle strap here that's padded, so you are able to comfortably, carry this around. So let's get this out. I'm going to set it on this blanket here because I'll do a few things with this. All right, now one of the first things I noticed when I fully inflated this up to 12 psi, you can go up to 15, but just at 12 psi, you can really see how rock solid this platform is. I inflated it for the first time in my basement, and I could walk on it and it felt like I was walking on the solid concrete that I was on. But looking at the bow of the paddleboard, you can see you've got your one fill valve, and then you've got a carry handle, which is nicely placed. It's not in the way. You're not really going to get hung up on anything. It's got that plastic holder on it. And as we go back, one of the nice things about this, you can see that Sea Eagle has some basic paddleboarding safety tips. Things that all of us, probably do already, but sometimes we need a little reminder there. We also have your weight capacity. You can see all the different weights for the different models, and of course this is the FS 126. Individual weight limit, max limit there is 500 pounds. Look at the amount of D-rings that they have placed on this board. Other paddle boards on the market that I've seen may come with one, may come with two, but how many of them do you know come with 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, including these right here in the back? And these are a very secure, I've strapped a few things to this, and it does not feel like it's going to pull out, and you shouldn't have any issues with any of these D-rings. You do have your paddle keeper up front. I've actually used that when it's just me out here. You do have a stand-up paddleboard style paddle that you can get, and then you also have just your regular kayak paddle. You can also see that we have a fish ruler right in the center. It goes from 0 all the way up to 36 inches, which, me with bass fishing, I don't catch anything over 36 inches, so that's going to be perfect. Moving back to the back of the paddleboard, you can see one of the things that I've already put on the back of this, and that is the transom. So you can either take this off or put it on. It can be used as a backstop for most people who aren't going to motorize this, but in my case, we are going to try this out with the Bixby. Bixby does have a transom mount that goes directly on the back of that, and we also have the slide and lock adapter from Bixby that we're going to try on this and see, which one we like, which one feels better. As I step back, you can see just how large it is, but it fits comfortably in the back of my truck. I don't have too much sticking out. All right, now that we've been able to flip this paddleboard over, I'm just gonna show you what's on the bottom of this. So with this drop stitch flooring and at high pressure, you're gonna be able to glide right across the water. But since you are able to glide, right across the water, you may find that when, you're on the water with this and it's high winds or even just a slight breeze, you'll find that you'll want to try and move more often than you would if you were in any other particular kayak, or maybe a paddleboard that had, a little bit of a different profile. So in this case, Sea Eagle provides fins that are going to go on the bottom of this paddleboard. I like to think of them as tracking fins. You have two smaller ones, and then you have one deeper skeg in the back. Now, I didn't bring the other one for back here because I want to show you something else that you can get from Sea Eagle to propel yourself on the water. But with these, you do have these locking push down tabs, and all you're going to do is take that out, slide this piece all the way back, and then from there, you're just going to slide this other locking mechanism in place, and you're not going to have any issues with that coming out. And we'll do that to both sides. We've got one in, now we're going to fit the other in. And it's easy as that. So with this back one here, hold on 1 second with me, and I will be back with something that you can add to the back of your FS126. Now, some of you may have purchased your FS126 with this same exact propulsion device. Now, this is the Bixby J2. Bixby is now getting ready to come out with their K1 outboard, which will be even smaller, and it's a different color, it's quieter, it's more robust. But in this case, we are looking at the J2 with the slide and lock adapter from Bixby. Now, that's going to be my deep skeg, and as you can see, that slides right on. You're going to slide this locking mechanism in place, and that's not going anywhere. You can't pull it out, just like you can't pull these out. The only way to get it out is to push down, remove that tab, and then it slides right out. And it's easy as that. You run your cable back up or off to the side, and then you use the Bixby battery with remote to get on the water. So let's get this flipped back over. I will show you the top part of the board. Now I want to show you this particular crate. It's a foldable crate, that Sea Eagle has created, and it honestly is the perfect thing for this paddleboard. It's very lightweight. It's all materials that you won't have any problems with anything rusting or necessarily breaking or anything like that. It's just a simple design that works. So with this here, I'll put it right on top here. It just folds out, and it's got Velcro, and you can see there's several different pockets. But with this, all you're gonna do here is force this PVC into these little pockets that were designed to hold them. These are gonna be your rod holders. So with this package, you do have the 360 seat, which comes with 2 rod holders that go on either side of the seat base. But with this, it allows you to carry 2 more rod holders up front, or 2 more rods up front. And you can choose to put this underneath the bungee. In my case, I do have some paracord and some night eyes clips that I go on the front 2 sets of these D-rings up front. And then I'm able to go over top and then still use this piece here without having to pull it out or anything. You do have pockets all the way around there. Now, I've been on many different kayaks, many different kayak seats. Paddle boards, not so much. You know, normally you're standing, and you can definitely stand the entire time you're out on the water with this particular platform. But with this case, you know, Sea Eagle provides this seat that allows you to basically stay on the water all day long in comfort. You know, strap it down. They include the straps. As I mentioned earlier, you do have the 2 Scotty bases with the 2 rod holders. And look at this. You have a full 360-degree seat that allows you to easily maneuver. You know, if you have tackle in the back, if you have a cooler in the back, or, you know, maybe you have some things up front that you need to constantly swivel around for. But this gives you that full degree, you know, 360-degree motion all the way around it here. And as you see, you have ample room from the front of this paddleboard all the way to the back. And you probably have a good, I don't know, let's just say 3 feet from the back of this seat to the very back of the transom there. And that's going to help us out later on when we try the transom adapter from Bixby. I would recommend here for these straps is really get to know, before you get on the water, the best way to strap this down. I did find that Sea Eagle does include a particular, well, I guess it's in their instruction manual. And then there's also videos out there on the internet that, you know, show the best way to strap these style seats down on this particular board. It's not difficult by any means, but, you know, it may take a little bit of, you know, getting used to kind of figure it out. You know, I took to it fairly easily. All right, now you can see it's held in both directions. Now, for most of you, this is all you're really going to need. We're not going to, you know, do anything else. If you don't have a motor right now, hey, don't worry. Even though this is 40 inches wide, it paddles really well. You do have to get used to the seat turning just a tiny bit, but that's not a deal breaker at all. To me, you know, it is extremely easy to paddle, and it doesn't paddle like it's as wide as it is. So at 40 inches, you know, I've been in kayaks that are 30 inches. I don't know if I've been in any that are any skinnier than that, but I have also been in 36, 37 inch kayaks, and this here paddles extremely easy. All right, so I'm gonna start off with adding the transom mount that Bixby has to the back of this FishSUP. And I have not added the skeg on this yet for the one that Sea Eagle provides with this. I'm gonna actually do that while I'm on the water. And the reason behind that is where I have the Easy Cart right now, there's not enough room for me to add that deep skeg for tracking and still be able to maneuver with the Easy Cart. So as I tighten this up, it doesn't take that long at all. And as you can see, it's up. I'm gonna connect the power cord to the Bixby before I get on the water. That's good to go. You don't have to necessarily worry about the Bixby battery, you know, falling in the water. You can strap it down if you want. It does float. So as long as you have this transom adapter really tight, you shouldn't have to worry about anything. If the battery does slip off, you know, it's not going anywhere. It's going to float right next to you. All right, I do have the skeg. Like I said, I'm going to put that on the water, or put it underneath the board while it's on the water, and that's just to help with tracking. So let's back this down into the lake. Nice thing about the Easy Cart is it just kind of stays there right in place while the rest of the board continues on into the water. What I'm going to do here, I'm not going to take the Easy Cart with me, so I'm going to take that back up to the truck. I do have my own personal paddle with me today instead of the paddle that comes with the FishSUP. You know, today it's actually a little bit windy of a day, so what we're gonna do is I do have